Welcome to Beyond the Boardroom, where we discuss what's happening in your workplace and in your business. Today, we're going to talk about office gossip and the grapevine. Studies show that 10% of employees believe that gossip is right and accurate, but only 66% believe that it is sometimes or usually accurate. Well, we're going to tackle this head on. I believe there is a positive and a negative side to office gossip. Stay tuned and we'll talk about all the juicy details. Hey, do you remember that song by Marvin Gaye? I heard it through the grapevine. Wow. That's a big topic in today's workplace. You see, there is a good side to being in the know when it comes to the grapevine. That's the positive side. Just think about when you've heard about organizational changes or someone losing their job or there's layoffs. It's good to know that, especially if you're not in leadership, because hopefully it can prepare you for the worst. But then there's the negative side. The negative side comes when the people you're talking about, their reputations could be destroyed, or it causes undue stress in the workplace. Have you ever been the subject of office gossip? Or perhaps you were the one who brought the scoop. How did that fare for you? Well, in my book, Beyond the Boardroom, I encourage employees not to be the talebearers of the office gossip, but instead be the listener. Now, you might say, why, again, should I listen? Well, just what I just said. Because you do want to be in the know, you do want to know what's going on. But if leadership finds out who is spreading the gossip, who is spreading the rumors, it could be detrimental to your career. The other tip I'd like to share is that don't be tempted to go behind your boss's back and talk to other coworkers about your boss. And even worse, don't go behind your coworker's back and talk about your coworkers. See, the reason is if you give your boss or if you give your coworkers a bad day and they don't particularly like you anymore, or you're no longer in their good graces, well, that gossip that you shared with your boss about your coworkers or to your coworkers about your boss, they might just use that against you. You see, I had a boss one time at a company that I worked for, at a job that I really liked. And he was so good at building trusted relationships with those who reported to him. But one of the things I noticed that he did, he would call his employees in the office and bring up other employees on the team. He'd bring up their names and he'd ask what you thought about them and what do you think they should do or why did they act or behave a certain way. And boy, if he did not like them, you knew. And it was all to get you to contribute to what he was thinking. And what eventually happened, those individuals that he did not like, they were eventually demoted, left the company, or switched to another location. So that is very, very, Very important for you to remember. Office gossip can be very detrimental to your career and to the morale of those in your employ who report to you or in the environment in general. So do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know, the Bible even says, I think it's Proverbs 18:8. It talks about how gossip is like little morsels that goes deep down within us because it's so stimulating. We can't wait to pass it on to others. But remember, life is like a boomerang. It's like a boomerang. As soon as you throw it out there, it's going to come back to you. So that's what I have to share today. Up next, we will go over some questions for Ask Dr. D.
Attending weekly networking meetings can be painful and time-consuming. Having the right connections to grow your business is a must. As an experienced business owner, you need to maximize both your time and marketing dollars. So finding the time to grow your professional network and business connections can now be easy and painless. We are Network in Action. We take pride in helping existing business owners build powerful business networks. Our specialty lies in helping you network and build healthy relationships that will benefit your business. To do this effectively, all NIA groups are run by trained professionals who are responsible for the group's membership, activity, and long-term success. We set up monthly meetings to help you network and build strong relationships with other business owners and like-minded professionals. And above all else, we guarantee the return on your investment. Simple as that. So, what are you waiting on? There are not many guarantees in life. Call now to lock in yours.
Welcome to Ask Dr. D. Boy, when I put it out there for you all to ask me some questions, I got some really good ones, and I want to thank you. Please continue to send me your questions. What is that burning issue on your heart in the workplace? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So let's get into the questions. The first one this week is, whenever I have a performance review, my boss seems to not be aware of all of my contributions. He acts like he has amnesia. It makes me wonder if I'll ever be recognized for the value that I bring to the company, let alone be considered for promotion. What can I do? Wow, I can relate to that. Well, there's a couple things you can do and that I suggest. Number one, make sure that you are documenting all of your achievements throughout the year. In fact, keep a file on your hard drive, on your desktop computer, and also send it to yourself via email. That way you can keep track of everything you do. I know that's worked out for me in the past. When it's time for performance review, all I do is check my calendar. And I remember I did certain things, whether it's in the community or within the company. That will protect you so that you can get the best performance review possible. The second suggestion is that you should meet regularly with your boss, weekly if possible, depending on how your boss is. It could be once a week, once every 2 weeks, or once a month. Bottom line, make it regularly so that your boss is up to date on what you're doing within your department and what you're doing above and beyond what's expected. You see, if your boss has multiple employees reporting to them, it could be hard for them to keep track of everything. So try not to take it personally. They probably don't have amnesia, but you want to make sure they remember. So that's up to you. You take control of your situation. You take control of your career success. And then the last thing I would say to do when it comes time to actually complete your performance review. A lot of performance appraisals allows you to self-evaluate. Make sure that when you are evaluating your performance based on your idea, on your perspective, based on what you've done, make sure you include all the details, including the time, the date, and any other pertinent information that will support what you have done to make your company productive and better in the marketplace. For example, if you've attended a conference that is above and beyond, you didn't have to attend, but you knew it would support your current role, make sure you have the supporting documents. It could be a flyer or an agenda or a booklet that has everything that you've attended, the various sessions. That will be very good evidence should your boss say to you, you did not meet your goal in this particular area. Okay? And if you'd like to talk more, reach out to me. I think this is a common issue within the workplace. All right, question number 2. One of my work colleagues sits in the cubicle next to me and spends so much time on personal phone calls and gossiping with other coworkers. It is very disruptive and annoying to me. What should I do? I can only imagine how frustrating it could be overhearing someone's personal phone calls, listening to their personal business. That can be very distracting, very distracting. Well, in that situation, I can only hope that you have a good relationship with that coworker. If it is good or positive, then I hope that maybe you could pull that coworker aside and say, hey, you know what? I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but when I hear you on the phone talking about your personal business, it really is distracting. May I suggest, so that no one else can hear it, we're friends, but so that no one else is overhearing it and you are disturbing them, why don't you take your call outside of the office? Hopefully your coworker will heed your advice. Hopefully. But if they don't, then you may not have any other choice but to go and speak to your supervisor about the situation. Because if you become distracted and your productivity is damaged or lessened as a result of you not being able to focus on your job, guess what? Your boss isn't going to want to hear about your coworker's personal phone calls distracting you. It's going to be on you. Again, take control of your career. It's up to you. It's your responsibility. And that's what I would do if I was in that situation. And hopefully you have a good enough boss who will support what you have to say. Okay, question number 3. One of my fellow coworkers has a strong BO problem. Oh my gosh. BO, body odor. Woo! Now that can be tough, and it is sensitive. No one wants to say anything, this person said, but everyone talks about him behind his back, including me. Well, that was honest of you. I want to tell him, but I am afraid of hurting his feelings. What should I do? Wow, I would not want to be in that situation because I can only imagine how difficult it is, especially if you care about them and you don't want to hurt their feelings. Yet, at the same time, this person is the subject of office gossip, right? And that could damage him even further. If you have a decent relationship with that person, and I mean it has to be a close one, if you feel comfortable, maybe you can pull them aside. But if not, that's a tough one. If you do not feel comfortable sharing this information with this coworker, it might be in their best interest, or perhaps HR could jump in to help you with the situation. Let me be honest. I've gotten called in as a consultant and as a trainer to speak to coworkers. In fact, this one particular coworker who did have this issue. And because I'm an outside objective consultant, I really don't have ties to, the workplace or the HR department or even the boss. It was easier for me to have a one-on-one coaching session with this particular employee. And in an indirect, kind, but definite way, I was able to share with this person that there may be some hygiene issues. Now, it might sound funny, right? But you never know when people may have medical issues that causes them to have BO and they are not even aware. Just try to put yourself in that person's situation before you ridicule them, gossip about them, or tease them directly in any way. Okay, I hope that helps. These are some very good questions. And next up, we're going to talk about business. And you're going to meet a wonderful entrepreneur who is here locally in West Palm Beach. I can't wait for you to meet him. And remember, keep those questions coming. They are excellent questions. See you soon.
The difference between traditional companies and those that disrupt are fairly dramatic. Uber versus Yellow Cab, Airbnb versus hotel stays, streaming services versus Blockbuster, and NIA versus traditional networking. Monthly meetings versus weekly save you over 80 hours a year. We have professional leadership versus groups and meetings led by volunteers. Amazing technology that keeps you connected 24/7. Member videos that replace 52 weeks of sitting through the same elevator pitch over and over again. Meetings that focus on you and your business and not the guest in the room. And our leaders build out the groups. This responsibility does not fall on you. It's drama-free networking. Opportunities to network across the country with other NIA business owners. Technology to increase your 4- and 5-star reviews. The opportunity to become a published author. Different meetings month to month that always include an added value. What can one idea be worth to your business? $1,000? $5,000? $15,000?
Welcome back. Today, you will get to meet one of our esteemed business leader in our local community of West Palm Beach, Florida. His name is Michael Fieger of Devil Dog Marketplace. I can't wait to hear him and hear his story. Michael, how you doing?
Hello. Thank you for this great opportunity.
Well, thank you for being here. You are actually my first guest on my show. And I just can't wait for the audience to learn more about what you do. Not to mention, you're one of my members of Network in Action in Palm Beach Gardens. Please share with the audience a little bit about yourself.
Yes, I spent 6 years in the United States Marine Corps, and that was a great foundation to who I've become today. The Marine Corps teaches us, to be adaptable and to have honor and to, work as a team. And so those foundations have helped me from a business point of view, as well as what I do, which is digital marketing. And so I've combined the two, and it makes it very easy for clients and people to get to know me.
Oh, that's awesome, Mike. Now, there are a lot of people out there who say they do digital marketing. What makes you stand out or unique compared to some of these other companies?
And that's a really good question, and, like you said, there are a lot of people that do what we do.
Right.
Unfortunately, we're not all equal. And so, I believe in systems. I have a graphic design system, a web design system. Everything I do in the digital world, there's a system. And what I mean by a system is I have the ability to make sure that I get the information out of my clients' heads. If somebody says to me, just create it,
Yeah.
that's not a good start. Okay. And most designers do that. And what they do is they design something that's for them and not for you. So that makes me the unique digital freelancer that clients prefer to work with.
Wow, I love that. So you are more customer focused and client oriented versus, having a client who just has no idea what they want. You want to give value by giving your customers what they need and what they want, their vision.
Yeah, a lot of times my clients will come to me with no idea of what they want. And at the end, I have have 85% of what they need. And when I go to design and come back to them, they're blown away.
Oh, that's awesome. Very good. Because I know I could be that person sometimes, not being 100% sure, but the more comfortable I am, I guess, with the person who's providing the service, I think it helps that if you're comfortable with them, then it helps you as the client to flesh out your vision.
Right. And then when someone really spends the time to find out what's in your mind, what your business is about, and how to, put it in a visual format, that is what clients are looking for. It's to take their vision and make it a reality.
Right. I love how you were actually did my Zoom background, and we were able to put my logo in place, and the colors were phenomenal. I always get wonderful compliments about my Zoom background. So you do a wonderful job. And I've had other people say you've helped them with their website. So I know you're a good person, and I know you do a great job. So tell me a little bit more about what caused you to get into this space? What caused you to want to be an entrepreneur?
Well, I've worked in the corporate world. I worked in the airline industry in marketing for 16 years. And most companies are great to work for, but they have a painting in the box approach to business. And I've always been a person who paints outside the lines. So when I realized that owning my own company and helping people on an individual basis allowed me to find my place, I'm able to help others because I paint outside the lines. It's not about X, Y, and Z. It's really about finding that client's wish list and making sure that I provide that. So when I entered the entrepreneur world, I wanted to make sure that I did the things that made it easy for clients to work with me.
Yeah, very nice. And how long have you been in business, Mike?
I had a digital marketing agency for 10 years, and I've been freelancing since the beginning of COVID. And I've signed over 100 new clients because of that. And they're working just with me. You're not getting anyone else. You're working with me on a one-to-one basis. And I'm able to do as much work as I can put out. So yes.
That's great. Well, I've known you since January, and just my own experience, you truly are someone who's easy to know, easy to like, and of course, easy to trust. So I just have this fun question for you. If there was one lesson that you wish everyone knew, what would it be?
And when I work with my clients, I'm a dancer. I do Latin dancing of all different styles. Yes, I'm an American, but I love music. And so, initially in my early days, I started with R&B, and now, I've embraced the Latin style because of the happiness of the music and the rhythm. And so when I work with my clients, I dance with them. It's like giving and taking and making sure that the experience is something you never forget.
Oh, I love that, Michael. Now, how can people reach out to you and connect with you?
Well, people can reach out to me by going to devildogmarketplace.com, or they can call me at 561-713-9899. 9079, or hit me up on Facebook, LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Anywhere. I am everywhere.
Awesome, Mike. Well, I am so grateful and thankful that you decided to be my first guest on my new show, Beyond the Boardroom. And I look forward to connecting with you again really soon. God bless and have a great rest of your day.
God bless you too. Thank you.
Thank you. Here's my tip of the week. Whenever you are on your cell phone, and they are wonderful, it's so awesome that we can check our personal emails. We can take our calls any time of the day, but keep in mind that people can still hear your entire conversation on both sides. You may think that the volume is down low enough or that people can't make out what you're saying. If you want your personal business to stay personal, then do this. Take your call outside of the office. It's better to be safe than sorry. That's my show for today. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.